Yes, guys, welcome back to Kosi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. It's another match preview. Arsenal up against Slavia Praha, away from home. A final before finals, because we are going into semi-finals and then the finals. So this is a final in a quarter-final. It's a very, very important game. I'm going to be giving you the team news around the club. The 11 that I think Arteta will go for tomorrow. I'll do my predicted 11 and the tactical analysis and why I think Arsenal should be going for such an 11. But let's just go into this one, trying to focus on what needs to be done on Thursday, because that is what is important. What should Arsenal do on Thursday? In that game, a very important one. Martinelli must start. I've seen that everywhere. We've talked about it before. Why doesn't Martinelli get playing time at Arsenal? And many people have actually been saying Martinelli is not playing because of his injuries. But recently, Arteta had said he's to blame. The player is okay. So and of course when he came on against Sheffield United, what a performance. So we're going to talk about all that, the team needs, the tactics that we have to go for. In around 10 or 15 minutes, I should be out of here because I have to watch the Champions League. Then I have to do a reaction video about that. So let us get the party started. So it's a game that I think we should stick with the starting lineup we used against Sheffield United. Not because it's the best, but I think for reasons of consistency, for reasons of chemistry, and I think the quality of Sheffield and Slavia Praha. Okay, I think Slavia Praha is a little bit ahead, but you could put them on the same weighing scale and you get the same results. What do I mean? I think Arsenal should handle this, the Thursday game in the same way we handled that game against Sheffield United on Sunday. Press them against the wall. And what do I mean by that? You've got to start players like Gabi Martinelli. Hopefully Saka will be okay. According to Mikel, he said it was something small, so probably he will be fit for that game. You need to start Saka. You need to start Martinelli. You need to get in all those players that you think are going to be very important. And I think that is, literally for me, that is Martinelli, that is Saka. Smith Rowe and Odegaard, they are highly doubtable, and I'll talk about that when we reach the injury status segment. But I think Martinelli has to start in this game. What you want against Slavia Praha is easy. You want an early goal, and I think I said this in my match reaction against Sheffield United, that if you're going away from home to Slavia Praha, they make mistakes. So you've got to press them against the pedal. You've got to press them against the wall. Make them make those, let them make those mistakes, and finally get that early goal. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, Arsenal should have a goal because it's 1-1. And they scored against us at the Emirates Stadium, so it's inevitable that they will not. It's inevitable that that we have we will have to score. It's just inevitable. We will have to score, and what that means for me, I mean, what I think is Slavia could come in this game thinking, why don't we go for a 0-0? They might come to play a 0-0. And for me, that is in our favor, because if they want to play a 0-0, they're going to play a low block. They're going to try to keep us out. Now, our job there will be, one, unlock their defense. Unlock it. Make sure it's unlocked. But the other thing there, Arsenal will have to do in that game, apart from unlocking that defense, is keep the awareness. Because, you could press them against the wall and then they get you on the break. That is even worse. So, what I expect in that game, what I expect out of that game is Arsenal go in that game, press, get 2 early goals in the first half. Probably, by 30 minutes, that game should be 2-0. That's a different result. Totally different result. 2-0 up, 2-0 up. Even if we win it 2-1, we are progressing. What we do not want is a 0-0. What we do not want is to lose. What we do not want is a 1-1 draw. But the rest are okay. 2-2 draw, 3-3 draw is okay, 4-4 is okay, 5-5 is okay. And any win will see Arsenal progress through to the next round. It's going to be very hard, for us if we concede fast. against Slavia Prague, because we're going to go into a panic mode that we cannot solve. So we don't need to concede fast. And look, we even don't need to concede against Slavia Prague. But like I always say, it is so hard for us not to concede this season, unless you're playing the worst team in the league, which is Sheffield United. But it's hard for us not to concede. But those mistakes, we have to clear the mistakes. We have to be clean, and we've got to be very, very ruthless. So keep the same team, Mikel Arteta. I think that is what he has to do. Keep the same team. Bandana was in goal. Let him stay. Did we use Xhaka in the left back? Of course, there's a debate there, because I've seen DT and Trips saying Xhaka was okay. Don't play him there in the on Thursday. But I think now we know what Mikel Arteta is capable of. Now we know what Arteta does. What he literally does is, when he goes into these games, he's going to go with the same lineup. The same lineup he used against Sheffield United. So I think he's going to use Xhaka in the left back. Gabriel Magalhaes should come back. Okay, I'm saying use the same lineup, but I think Gabriel should come back. I'm not safe with Rob Holding. I'm telling you that for facts. He's so shaky. And of course, ever since last summer, when Newcastle wanted him on loan, I doubted his quality. I was like, you know what, let him go. Let him go on loan probably. But for the fact that he's 24, 25, I think Mikel thought, let me give him a chance and see what he can actually offer and deliver at the club. But I think Gabriel Magalhaes should be playing with Pablo Mari in the defense. They are both left-footed, I know. So don't get scared and say, oh, what are you saying? Yeah, I know they're both left-footed, but Murray is so calm. Murray is very confident, and you need that. You need that kind of experience. You need that kind of leadership. You need that kind of calm centre back to be playing in that area, and that's why I go with Pablo Murray. But I also need Gabriel Magalhaes. That his tackling is good and his area prowess is also good. The problem I have with Rob Holding is, it's so insecure with Rob Holding with area ball. It's so insecure. You're always going to be on the hook. It's always going to be like, whenever they swing in across, it's either going in or they're missing it miraculously. So I'd go with Gabriel Magalhaes and Pablo Mari. I'll discuss more of that in the predicted lineup tomorrow. Right back, who should we go? Chambers or Martin or Bellerin? Look, if it's Bellerin, the good thing with Bellerin is his pressing is good. He's good at going forward. If it's Chambers, his crossing is also good. So I would go with Chambers. I think because, like I said, they're gonna hit us on the break. They might play a low block and try to hit us on the break. Now, what you do there is you have to bring players who are defensively able. That is Chambers. And that's why I'm crying for Gabriel Magalhaes to come into that team. In the midfield, Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, they should do their thing. They should just get in there, do a roller coaster, just, make fun of Slavia Praha in the midfield. Look, if we have 5 passes of that quality we saw over the weekend from Thomas Partey, and then Alexander Lacazette only finishes 3 of them, we are through. As simple as that. That is what I want to see, and that's the football we want to see as Arsenal fans. A little bit enticing, a little bit elevated. Because for me, I think the quality was there, but it was lacking. And I don't mean to be very, very negative. I'm not a negative Arsenal fan. Other times I could I seem to be so negative. But what I want, and try to watch PSG Bayern today, or try to don't watch Porto. Don't watch Porto Chelsea. It's gonna be boring. I think Chelsea will try to get their lead and so on. But try to watch Bayern PSG. And you're going to see how the ball flows when these two teams have the ball. When Bayern have the ball, you're gonna see how the Kimmichs of this world make that ball flow. They have their players that I don't believe in, like Muller, and he has achieved everything. But you're going to see how they make that ball flow. Sané, Kimmich. I don't know whether Sergio Gnabry is going to be there. If you look at PSG and how they make that ball flow, that is what you expect of us, because we've done that ever since Arsene Wenger. That has been our playing style, and that's why many people were commenting about the goals we scored actually. Against Sheffield, because those are typical Arsene Wenger goals and those are typical Arsenal goals. So, Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, that is your midfield. I expect maximum quality and maximum performance. And the three behind Alexander Lacazette, because I would start him. And there is a big debate there, but I'll talk about it after I talk about the three. On the left, let us go with Gabi Martinelli. I think, first and foremost, as a reward, because he was brilliant, wasn't he? Very, very brilliant. I think what he gives you is what Slavia Praha don't want. They don't want strikers. They don't want players. They don't want forwards that run at them, because the sound of something running puts them into a panic mode. Now, what you want to do against such a club that is having an advantage against you is take away the advantage first. And the only thing you can't do to take away the advantage is score against them. As soon as you score against them, they will feel their advantage is going. So probably their first strategy will be a 0-0, and then their next strategy will be a 1-1. So it will be like, if Arsenal score first, we shall sit back and then try to wait for Arsenal to make a mistake, get Arsenal on the break, and probably score. You don't want to accept that. As soon as you score the first goal, you have to react. Don't let them react. You have to react. And I think Gabriel Martinelli is one of those people, one of those players that are going to put that pressure, pounce it, until you get the second goal or third goal or fourth goal in a game. I don't know how Saka will be, but I would have played Saka in the 10th position and Pepe to the right wing. I think Pepe is improving day in, day out. And I also think, like I said, if they're going to play a low block, you might need players that are going to run at them. You might need players that that have that individual self-efficacy, those players that have individual brilliance. I think Pepe is there. He's always going to try to get to his left foot. He's always going to get that ball to his left foot and try to shoot. And I think that is what you want. That is what you want. Arsenal should go in that game very wary that Pepe will be a key player. Why would he be a key player? One reason that I believe Pepe is going to be a key player in this one is the individual self-confidence, the self-efficacy he has as a player. There are not so many players that have it at Arsenal. However times he has failed, dribbled and failed, however times he has taken shots and failed, he has never stopped trying. And remember that shot, that low shot against Sheffield. I think he had scored it in the first leg. It was the winner. I think McGoldrick had grabbed an equalizer for Sheffield, and then I came on and had that beautiful goal. But you could also, he scored that goal against Wolves. Self-generated goal. So I expect that from Pepe. They might need to, they might decide to go for a defensive game, but Pepe can unlock that defense. Of course, like I said, Martinelli is gonna keep running, and Saka would be the number 10. Now, this is a little bit. I don't know what I should say. This is a little bit unreal. No Sergio Gnabry. Okay, thank you so much. Amen. Says Sergio Gnabry is not there for Bayern. But I support Bayern. I love Bayern. I don't want PSG to go through, so I need to watch that game and try to make sure that everything is okay. I don't know whether we'll go through, but pray for us. So Saka, I mean, he played brilliantly well against Sheffield as the number 10. He's a player that's always going to have a goal, and that is what I love about him. I think him and Willian would give us the same thing, because Smith Rowe is doubtable and Odegaard is also doubtable. So him and Willian would give us the same thing. But the problem with Willian is his output and productivity are pseudo. You get me? Like, you don't see what he's doing in the end. Now, what Saka has given us this season is he's giving us no life. He's giving us no sparks of brilliance and sparks of creativity. If I had that effect, I would just, play it here. I just love these softwares where I have snow, I have stars, I have moons. But I think Saka should be playing that number 10. And then Alexander Lacazette comes in as the striker. Now, there's a big debate again there. Should Lacazette start, or should it be Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang? Look, for me, in the first leg, I don't blame Mikel for starting Alexander Lacazette. Like many people say, why did you start Laka? Should have started Abba. But you guys, Abba has been on a poor run. He's been on a very, very poor form. So the truth is, I would go for Lacazette. Because he has scored 2 against Sheffield, he has the confidence. He has higher chances, of scoring goals because he's used to it. Whenever he gets that ball, he's gonna be thinking about adding to the tally. And I think he also has that date. He missed a sitter in the first leg. So he will have that date on his heart. Probably he can repay us. Why I wouldn't start Aubameyang? There's so many things. And guys, let's talk about this just in a minute. Just tell me what you know about the dressing room crisis between Arteta and the players led by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I've not done that story because I don't have any information about it, but I've seen it. Harry Simeo has done it. I'm going to re-listen to the podcast and rewatch the podcast on YouTube and try to understand what is going on with Aubameyang. He looks so disorganized this season. Dressing room unrest, arriving late at training. He's not scoring. His body language is so poor. I don't understand. I just don't understand what's wrong with this gentleman. He's our best striker, but I just don't understand. But I wouldn't start him. But probably if Alexander Lacazette doesn't give me a goal in the first 65 minutes, get him off. Get him off, because why Aubameyang would actually be effective in this game is because of his clinical nature. Slavia Praha makes so many mistakes. Those mistakes will be capitalized, will capitalize into goal-scoring chances. And what you want there is a player who's going to score 3 chances out of 5. That is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And the other good thing with Aubameyang, he's always that kind of striker that you'll find in that area. And whenever he's on the pitch, Arsenal play towards him, kind of like this. I don't have the tactical board right now. I would have showed you. So kind of like this. You're playing wherever kind of play, play around, but you're linking up to Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, which is not the same with Alexander Lacazette, because Lacazette gives you this kind of formation where he is a striker who's inside, and and Martinelli and Saka and Willian and Pepe are actually in goal scoring positions, and we know how awful Saka is at finishing. Pepe is a good finisher probably, but and Martinelli is a good finisher, but I think we will need a headman. We will need a lead man, and for me, that could be Lacazette because of his consistency. But if he fails to deliver, kick him out. Give me Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. In some of the other things I've seen, I looked at is Arsenal need to score at halftime. We need 2 goals at halftime, and that is undisputed. Because the more you take before scoring, the more confidence they get, the less the more confidence you lose. So it's like the longer you take without scoring, the less confidence you have, the more confidence they get. So you've got to score early, 2 goals early, and I've talked about that. I think Mikel should be telling the players the press and the pressure should be maximum. Now this is the problem with Arsenal, because the quality there in Arsenal is howling. We are not City, we are not Liverpool, because Liverpool have Thiago. He can pass that ball for 90 minutes. I've seen Thiago pass the ball, and I'm like, wow, there's a big difference. There's a difference. So we are not that quality. We are not City. We are not we are not Liverpool. But we need to keep our press high. We need to press them against the wall. I think that that's going to be very, very important. In some of the injury news I have for you guys, bukayo Saka, of course, he's injured, but we are waiting to see if he's going to pass a late fitness test. It's going to be very important. It's going to be very important. He needs to be there, even if it's just for 60 minutes. And I pray Mikel doesn't use him for 90 minutes. Mikel is at times worthless, but I pray he doesn't actually use him for 90 minutes. I just pray he doesn't use him for for 90 minutes. Martin Odegaard, he has he has a knock in the right ankle injury. In the right ankle, we don't know what's happening with him. Smith Rowe also got injured on international duty. We don't know when he's coming back. Tierney and David Louis, for those ones that are ruled out of the season. And this is how our transfer business sucks. Because in January, we had to sign a left back option. We had let go of Sid Kolasinac, and we had subsequently let go of Alexander, Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Why do I want to call him Alexander? So we had let go of Ainsley, we had let go of Sid Kolasinac. It was automatic. We had to bring in a backup left back, at least on loan. I thought, we were going to do that because it made a lot of sense. But Fabrizio says Arsenal wanted to get in Pedri, I think, from Barcelona, and then the deal didn't happen. So probably that's the reason. But I'm focusing on that. I'm really, really focusing on that. Arsenal need to get in a left back in the summer. But because now Tierney is injured, and we all know how important Tierney is. We have shit players right back. We only have one wing back, and that is Kieran Tierney, and now he's injured. So literally, our wings are not going to be moved. Our ball movement is not going to be smooth from the back. It's going to be more of Arsenal moving this ball, but with difficulty, because how Kieran Tierney adds to the press, especially when Arsenal is having the ball. So I think Kieran Tierney and David Luiz are ruled out for the season. So probably we have to wait for next season. What to look out for in this game? Arteta's tactics and the important players. As I close the show, important players. I think. Martel is going to be important. The striker is going to be important. I don't want to say the striker because I don't know who is going to start, but either Lacazette or Aubameyang, you've got to be very, very important. And you have to be ruthless. Take your chances. Please and please, Arsenal, for the first time in your lives, take your chances. Take your chances. This is a final. I don't know whether we have played finals that are intense, but this is going to be an intense final at the home ground of the enemy. So we've got to take our chances. We need to take our chances. So for me, the most important players there is going to be Alexander Lacazette if he starts. Because the more clinical he is, the more goals we score, the less pressure we concede. And then the other thing there is Martinelli is going to be important if he starts. The wingers are going to be important. The reason there is you want to break down Slavia Praha. But you don't have Odegaard. You don't have Smith Rowe. So you don't have that typical number 10. You're going to charge with that role. What are you going to do? Subsequently, what you're going to do there is you're going to come into this game relying on your wingers. Martinelli is good at cutting in, taking the shots. Saka as well. Pepe as well. Be clinical. Be ruthless. Even if it means scoring 5 goals at halftime, do it. Nobody's going to say Arsenal were ruthless, and that is bad. It has never been bad to be ruthless. For us, we need to be more and more serious in this game. Arteta's tactics. Let's talk about Arteta's tactics, and before we go to what to look out for in this game, probably what we expect. I don't know what tactics you people want to see in this game, but me as a person, or me as an Arsenal fan, what I want to see is pressing football. So I expect something like, I know he's going to use a 4-2-3-1, which is okay because you have a double pivot, there. Then you have 3 in front, and then you have a striker. So that means you have numbers going forward. And I think our tactics should be get the ball, keep it for at least 70% ball possession. 65% ball possession. Focus on creating chances. Don't focus on not conceding. Because if you remember the earlier half of the season, what Mikel was doing was he was focusing on how don't we concede. That's bullshit. Go in that game, the tactics should be attack through and through. Let us win it 4-3, 7-6, 10-8, 10-9. It's okay as long as it's a win. So I think the tactics there should be first and foremost, we don't have the fullbacks. They're not there. So the reason, for the fact that we do not have fullbacks, what do you expect as an Arsenal fan? You expect your wingers to be very, very, ruthless, maximally used, maximally useful. And I think many people will agree with me. Without fullbacks, the wingers will take it on. The wingers have to take it on. So I think the tactics there are easy. Go out there, look for an early goal, try to attack as much as possible. Try to attack as much as possible. That's all I can say about the tactics. Look, tomorrow we shall look at how Arsenal should line up and the tactical board, and we shall. I'll start saying, I think what Martinelli gives you is gonna cut inside. That's all. That's all going to be relevant. But the most important thing is go for goal. Create chances as early as possible, as many as possible. So what do we look out for? 5 things to expect in this one. Or things to expect, not only 5, but things to expect. First and foremost, I'm expecting an early goal. An early goal. I don't know whether Mikel has told this to the players, but we expect an early goal, and it should be as early as possible. Please and please, the players, don't let us down. Should be an early goal, and it should come in very, very early. Probably in the first 15 minutes, Arsenal should be ahead. That will be good. I need to know your predictions in the comment box. Please do tell me what your predictions are, because I think we might not have Mikel Arteta's press conference reaction, because I don't know whether he's going to do one, but I'll try to check out tomorrow whether he's going to do one again ahead of such a big game. But for me, that's the first thing to look out for, an early goal. Are we going to score early in that game? The next thing to look out for is, how do we finish our chances? That is the other thing. How do we finish our chances? We've got to be ruthless. We've got to be clinical. We've got to be calm in front of goal. I don't want to see people, smashing the bars, smashing the woodwork. That doesn't help the club. What that does is it makes the fans feel like, oh, that was close. Close is not close enough. We need to be close enough now. We need to be on the target. So I expect Arsenal to hit the woodwork after scoring 5 times. So we need to be very, very clinical. And the other thing, of course, we need to create our chances, so that we do not regret, oh, we had 2 chances. If we had taken them, it would have create 100 chances in that game. It's okay. Create 100 chances, finish off only 4, don't concede, let us go through. So I don't want to sound very, very deluded, but I have high expectations in this game, and I hope you people will actually have my back on that. Arsenal need to score an early goal, and then need to score another goal. When Arsenal score 2 goals or more, it will surely be they will qualify. Thank you so much, Ayman. Big up says Gabriel and Luis were good together. Yeah, I think they have a very good defensive partnership. I think they do have a good defensive partnership. SLAVIA Praha is not Sheffield United. I agree. The quality differs, and it's the reason as to why one is in the Europa League and the other isn't. I totally agree. And Ayman says it's gonna be a 2-2 draw. Davis says it's going to be a 3-0 victory for Arsenal. In the Bundesliga, I support Leipzig. Oh, I love Dortmund there. I love Dortmund. I think I support Dortmund actually. Not I love Dortmund, but I support Dortmund. But I love Bayern more than PSG. I don't know whether I make sense. I don't want PSG to go through. I want Bayern, but it looks like it's going to be a very, very hard job for us. When will Willian get a chance? I love this player, but we never saw except versus West Brom, the first game in the season. I think the first game in the season was Fulham. I know what you mean. Yeah, he was brilliant in that game, very brilliant. And of course, he was telling me that there's no such Gnabry. Cedric's better than left back than Grant. No. I don't agree. At times he plays, he plays a lot of shit. There. At times he plays a lot of shit. But it's been a very, very wonderful, show. And thanks everybody for commenting. Smash the like button, people. Do smash the like button. I really do appreciate it. It's been the match preview. Make sure you share, by the way. Share on Facebook. Share on WhatsApp. I know you have so many WhatsApp groups. I know you have so many Facebook groups. Please do share for me. It really means a lot. If you want to support me with data, with internet, I thought I was not going to come live, but I was able to come live, and I just got it right. So if you care, please support. Buy me some data. Buy me some internet. It really means a lot. Lewandowski is not available. Look, let me just talk about that game. In a minute, then we'll leave the show. I think one of the problems we are going to have as Bayern in that game. I don't know whether it has started. Let me just try to check. 1 minute to the game. One of the problems we are going to have in that game is Robert Lewandowski. We are in the first leg. PSG couldn't have been us. But we didn't finish off our chances. That was the problem. We didn't finish off our chances, and I think that is courtesy of the fact that we didn't have, we didn't have Robert Lewandowski. So, but still, it's gonna be the same. If we get an early goal against PSG, they're gonna panic, aren't they? Arsenal 3, 0 Granada. This is Morris, bigger Morris. Thank you so much. Nobel Lewandowski is not available. Thank you so much, Ayman. And I've got to call it a show. I love you guys, and it's been a very, very good show match preview. Tomorrow I'll upload the predicted lineup and of course the predicted lineup and the tactical analysis. Let me leave you go watch the Champions League. Make sure you come back here for the Champions League reaction. I'll be reacting to that game, to those games, both of them. I'll try to watch both of them and see if I will manage. Love you all. I love you all.